Besties, Mars is in Taurus from June 9th until, July 20th. I was just about to tell you how Mars in Taurus relates to our physical comfort, putting our force and aggression and problem solving, our resourcefulness, our chutzpah, towards being comfortable, stable, and secure in every domain of life as literally as possible in the present moment. And then bit my lips so hard. Ow! My physical moment is out. My present now, my comfort. Anyway, I could just make a new video, but as you know, I have a slow and steady approach to making videos long term, which involves kind of a one take, one shot at the idea. Anything similar, long-term goals, or something that you're very stubborn about the way you do it, or maybe it requires some patience, some sustained effort over a long time. That's the type of stuff to work on now. It's a time of year where our efforts are very focused on comfort, like sustainably comfortable, whether in your physical environment, your house, maybe your physical person, your health, maybe the things that are on your person, materials, clothes, neighborhood, very physical, literal world stuff, or the financials that make that possible. Sometimes it's also like earth sign stuff, Taurus stuff, but literal. Think gardening, like actual earth activities, or being very present on the earth, touching grass. I would think of it as a good time to work on your long-term goals, or to work on something that you may have started while Mars was in Aries before this, like a month or two ago. During that time, we were probably feeling fired up, like Aries is a fire sign, feeling like we had a lot of initiative, if you will, but maybe not the follow through yet, or we didn't know how to apply that long term quite yet. We just knew we had to move. We had to get it going, or maybe get like 16 things going, if you're me. Now we have a chance to take those things, make them fit long term, maybe stick to it, slow and steady, apply our resources to it, or manage our resources in a way that supports those goals, or finish. Those could be professional, it could be personal, it could be physical, it could be relational. It'll depend on where Taurus and Aries are in your chart, and then just what you're working on in your life context right now. If you have Mars in Taurus in your birth chart, this is an extra special time for you. But for the rest of us, it's probably like a chill time. It's not that fiery Aries-ish energy we had going on. It's much more grounding. It's more sensory, sensual perhaps. It's comfortable though as a priority. Whatever that means for you, but probably that means slowing down in some way. For a lot of us, that's about home or environment, again, very physically, as literal as you can think of it, and then the building blocks to make that possible. For me, that's going to be, I moved while Mars was in Aries. I had to get it started. I had to get the move started. I had to have the chutzpah, the fire under me to execute and do it while working, and that's just how it looked in my chart as well. But now that Mars is in Taurus, I'm gonna have the time, or perhaps feel motivated soon, kind of currently, honestly, to explore my neighborhood, maybe set up my house in ways that feel comfortable, or might sustain my long-term goals, like goals I might execute from my home where I work. Mars in Aries, admittedly, was pretty intense for me. Moving, working, being a person, it was a lot. I'm hoping now I'll have more balance, we'll say, in rest and work and home and life. Mars in Taurus is an excellent time to make those kinds of plans, to really settle into a space, to establish your foundation stuff. Sometimes, again, really literal, like your physical bottom of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That's more of a psychology reference, like food, shelter, having a safe space, feeling physically comfortable. From there, you can build into your career or your hobbies or your relationship. Building blocks, one by one, steadily up to the top. Also, if you know me, you know I love when Mars is in dignity, when Mars is in its home signs, that's Aries and Scorpio. And sometimes we'll express my blurg about Mars in Taurus, or Mars in Libra, or Mars in Cancer, where it is in uncomfortable places, opposite signs to its rulership or exaltation. Mars in detriment is our energy having a harder time flowing. In Taurus, that can look like chilling, but maybe too much, or not being able to really get that fire under you to move as fast as you might want if you're a person that likes to move fast. If you're a person that likes to chill or move kind of like slow and steady, you will love this. Or if you're a person who had been doing too much when Mars was in Aries, maybe like me, you might enjoy this shift in energy, this more relaxing or even just like comfortable vibe. It's definitely a time to be patient and to plan ahead, to be determined but not stubborn, to be flexible and yet focused. Flexible is not a favorite word among fixed signs, including Taurus or Mars in Taurus. So just keep a lookout for that if you feel like you're digging your heels in really hard on doing something a certain way and that way is not working. Time to be flexible if that occurs. But otherwise, stick to the plan. Slow and steady, grounded, persistent, and perhaps chill.